Man, what is up? Dang, my lips chapped. But what's up, you guys, man? I'm sitting here drinking tea, minding my business. I want to apologize for a little bit of the delays in the videos. But without further ado, here we go. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna be talking about my lips being chapped. No, sir. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Now before we get started with the 5 things that I hate about being in Germany after 1 year, I need you to stop what you're doing, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down below so you can join the family and help us get this monetization. Dollar bills. Let me preface this with a caveat, and side note, I looked up caveat to make sure I knew what the proper definition was, so I used it in the proper context. What I'm about to address about a couple of people here in Germany do not represent all of Germans, okay? Since I've gotten here, there have been so many dope connections that I've made from people with so many diverse backgrounds, all here in Germany. So this isn't about you. Number 1, passive aggressive attitudes. I have ran into some people with some stank attitudes here, man. I mean, like, and it's coupled with usually like a blank or a confused stare. Stares like that. Like they got a permanent stick, you know, just right up in the, right where the sun don't shine. You know what I'm talking about. The attitudes and energy of some people here just aren't as open as, say, you would find in the States. But to be fair, I'm coming from the American South, where Southern hospitality is commonplace. So, also, the fact that I'm probably not fluent in German definitely does not help. No, something to think about. Anyway, number 2, expensive housing and or amenities. Whether you actually are renting an apartment or you have a home, it can get kind of costly here. Honestly, there needs to kind of be a perfect storm for everything to align and you get the dream space. Here's a good rule of thumb. If a place looks too good to be true online, it is. A pro tip, unless the place is already fully furnished, which is gonna drive up that rental cost every month, you're gonna need to be ready to pay for all your appliances out of your pocket. And I do mean all. I'm talking oven, stove, refrigerator, microwave, washing machine, the drying machine, anything you can think of, you name it. So, you know, unless you're planning on fully renovating or buying from a landlord, it can cost a couple €1,000. So be prepared for that. Number 3, the bureaucracy. Bureaucracy. The politics of Germany. I mean, it feels like everything I've done, whether it be health insurance, getting my residence permit, making doctor's appointments and dentist appointments, is a long process attached to filling out paperwork, that paperwork getting caught in some red tape, and it takes a long time for me to get things done. At least that's what I feel like. Not to mention, rules, regulations are really strictly enforced here. And I know what you may be thinking. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but let me give you some context. There's a kindergarten in our village, and when passing by that kindergarten, the speed is 10 kilometers per hour. And that's all well and fine. Kids playing, having fun, perfect. However, at 11:30 at night on a Saturday, I'm pretty sure it's okay to bump that speed up to 20 kilometers per hour. I mean, unless there's like night school and kindergarten that I'm unaware about. Because it's been a long time since I've been in kindergarten. I mean, things change, so who knows? And best believe, if you're behind a seasoned driver, they're gonna go 5 to 8 kilometers per hour all the way down the street. It's a long street. Number 4, this was arguably one of the most frustrating things to me when I first came over here, and it was, and still is in some circumstances, the inability to be able to use my card in some places. Meaning like cash, for whatever reason, is king. It's crazy. You would think that in the midst of an ongoing healthcare crisis, dealing with a communicable infectious disease such as COVID, that's ravaged the globe, the likes of which we haven't seen before, at least not in my lifetime, that we would probably like to shy away from the reusing and circulation of dirty, dingy, dusty, germ-riddled paper that we pass around person to person. I mean, you would think, but what do I know? I'm not saying that you can't use your card. I've used my card at the movie theater and the grocery store and things like that, but there are still far too many places that operate on a cash system, meaning that I've tried to use my card and they're just like, sorry, bro. I mean, like, it's 2021, bro. What are we doing? I mean, there has been a swing in the pendulum recently where using card is a little bit more welcomed. It's unfortunate that it took a global pandemic for that to happen, to kind of usher us out of the dark ages into the technological universe of tapping a card for payment, or tapping my Apple Watch, or using my phone. All these different methods, really, where we don't have to touch stuff. But whatever. Now, last and certainly not least, number 5. It's the stares that I get walking around. Whether I'm at a grocery store or a bakery or just walking or driving around. It doesn't really happen as much as the places I go to more frequently because I guess I'm more recognized by the people who work there, or just in larger cities that are a little bit more diverse. But for my wife and I, we live in a smaller village and we stand out. I mean, like, you can feel it sometimes. And to be frank, it's the old folks, man. I can't say, okay. Is that ableist? Is that a word? Ableist? Fact check that. Is that like discriminatory against old people? I don't care. They be looking at me crazy, man. I'm not joking. Like, I've been harassed for jaywalking before. I mean, literally, like, no cars coming either way. Waited for, like 30 seconds and was like, okay, man, what are we doing? Walk across the street. You can't do that. What if a car comes? And sometimes, like, I watch people freak out and I just think to myself, shut up. What's helped me cope with that is I've turned it into a game. Literally. If I catch old people staring at me crazy, I make it a point, an emphatic statement to stare at them and not break eye contact until they look away in shame. And if a person is really stubborn, I'll go out of my way to make a bewildered face that definitely makes them uncomfortable. Something like, until they break eye contact. And it works 99% of the time. I mean, old folks really hate it. And so naturally, it brings me joy. I mean, it's the simple things in life, Those are the 5 things that I hate about living in Germany after 1 year so far. The year is not over yet, so we still have room for improvement. Or would the word be improvement? Technically speaking, improve is a positive attribute, whereas things that I hate are a negative attribute. So that would, in the context of... This concludes the 5 things that I hate about being in Germany after 1 year. Go ahead and do me a favor and like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Anything that I covered that you guys have any questions about or just curious about in general about living in Germany. All right, I'm out.